What's up, everybody? We should be live now. Ryan here with the DFS 5-pack. So we're going to talk through the showdown for the Giants heading down to Washington this week on Thursday night. Hopefully everybody's had a wonderful start to the season. If you haven't, I'm just going to say there's a lot of teams that played bad last week. Some of you might have had a rough DFS week. It's a brand new week this week. We got ourselves a showdown. Get the week started right. Then we'll move into that main slate. And then we got more showdowns to talk about. So if you can, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the station. Let's talk about this game. And I feel like it's one with a pretty clear pecking order and path to who you want to play. Like, there's not a lot of ways. I'm really tempted to get cute on this one. And I think the plays are pretty obvious. So we're going to go through them. And what that's probably going to lead to is a lot of people feeling the same way. And I don't know about you guys, but all three showdowns I've played so far this year, Thursday night last week, Sunday night, and Monday night, all three of them, like right there on the cash line with a whole bunch of other people. They're all really, really tight. We oftentimes end up on the same people, which is why it's difficult to separate yourself from the pack. I don't have any really out there plays that I like to try to separate yourself from the pack in this game. So let's run through this, and hopefully you guys have some good luck. Just to reiterate, the NFL package is up on the website link below. It covers everything for you. All 17, 18 weeks. Showdowns, main slates, videos, write-ups, it's all included. You get that for the full season worth of membership, covers everything NFL that is up there. Anybody that signs up tonight, I will send you a $15 reimbursement as well because I'm in a really good mood. So let's take advantage of that. Again, like I said, like and subscribe. Let's talk about the plays up there. Let's start with kind of what we always call the kiss or Occam's razor play of the day. So Antonio Gibson is going to be a focal point of this team. We saw him week one. I believe he totaled 25 touches between the ground and the air. This guy's talented. He's kind of taken over like a bell cow row. He had a lot more targeted receptions than J.D. McKissick, who had a bunch of those with Alex Smith last year. Like, honestly, like, where else are you going on this slate? Like, where are you going to spend your money if you're not taking advantage and using Antonio Gibson? He doesn't even need to be efficient. Just in this game alone, when you can roster 6 people, he's just one of the more obvious plays that we're going to get today. And he's going to be a high probability of my captain. He's also going to be the high probability of a lot of people's captains. There's 2 people, apparently projected to be chalk on this slate at the captain position. It's Gibson and our next guy, which is the quarterback for the Washington football team, Taylor HEINICKE. So with Fitzpatrick out for an extended period of time, it's HEINICKE's team right now. Most of us probably don't know a ton about Taylor HEINICKE, but what we've seen from him at the professional level, it's been solid, right? I mean, I wouldn't go as far to say like really impressive, but it's been relatively impressive in his limited appearance going back to last year. He's got a little bit of mobility, so he can throw in some extra points with the legs. They're the home team. We always prefer the home team on Thursday nights when given the opportunity, and most games in general. So him and Gibson are currently projected right now as the 2 most likely guys to captain. They could be the 2 most popular guys on the slate. And I like HEINICKE. I like him enough to play him on this slate. I like him better than trying to take a chance with a receiver from the New York Giants, for example. So he'll definitely be in my roster. This kind of goes back to what we talked about in the beginning, though. The pecking order and path here is really, really clear, especially from the Washington football team. Because the third guy that I'm going to have in my roster, no doubt about it, it's going to be scary Terry McLaurin. I like this guy a lot. Not a great week 1, but if my memory serves me correctly, he had all 4 catches and all 62 yards under HEINICKE in the second half. So he wasn't doing anything with Fitzpatrick, and all of his numbers came with Taylor as the game progressed. We know this dude is a flat-out stud. Maybe he wouldn't be my pick on like a main slate right here, but it's not a main slate. It's a showdown. He should have a huge target share. He only had 4 attempts or 4 targets last week, but Washington did not throw the ball a lot. So expect that in this week, especially if the number of pass attempts goes up. His targets should also kind of correlate to that and go up as well. Next up, let's go talk about Daniel Jones, the New York Giants. So you have to play a Giant, right? You have to play somebody from each team. There isn't anybody on the cheap I love. I'm okay with Kyle Rudolph. And then you have the receivers. And Sterling Shepard will get some love. Galladay will get a little bit of love. But in this one, where we've only seen Jones with Galladay one other time, and that was last week, and we don't really know who his preference is going to be, I'm just going to go with the quarterback right here. I have the money to do it. We'll go through a cheap guy here at the end. He's the guy from the New York Giants I plan on utilizing. I like the high floor of the quarterback. They almost always give you something. He might be running for his life with their poor offensive line and the fact that Washington has a hellacious pass rush. But he does have the ability to run a little bit, so he can throw you some points with his legs. And quite frankly, I'm not on Saquon yet. Saquon only was out there for about 50% of the plays last week. They are easing him back in. Saquon has missed most of the last 2 years with injury, so they're not trying to force him in, which in my opinion is smart. He will get a bigger workload as the season progresses, but on a short week like this, like who thinks the odds are Saquon goes from 50% of the snaps to like 90? It's probably not happening right here. So I'm going to play Daniel Jones on this one as a guy I'm going to use from the Giants, and he's a quarterback, so he has a nice floor. Last up, let's talk about DYAMI Brown and the Washington football team, only 1,400. Look, the cheap options on this one, they're not great. He's the best of the bunch. So he did not do much last week. His numbers were only marginally better than the rest of us, and none of us played in that game. So we're not supposed to put up any numbers. He had one catch for -2 yards. That's not good, right? No doubt about it. 0.8 points, that's not good. It's not even good for a 1,400 salary. The kicker here, though, is got another game under his belt, and he was on the field over 90% of the time. That's big for me. If I'm going to play somebody at this cheap price, he did nothing game one. You can't sugarcoat it. That is a very poor game in regards to fantasy. But at least he was out there. The odds of him running into some points, running open, getting a couple extra targets. I think he had 4 targets, too, if my memory serves me correctly. So the odds are he's going to be better. Probably not a ton better, but better than he was last time out. So at 1,400 to allow you to get the good players into your lineup, this is the spot I'm going to roll with. That's it, guys. If you want the full-length video where we go through and do lineup construction and everything like that, grab a membership. We'd love to have you come join the team. Everything is included in the NFL package. Otherwise, weekly, monthly, annual, and lifetime customers get every sport that we offer. You guys, good luck on Thursday, and I will see you soon.